Well, hello guys. Well, welcome to Stewart's Corner. All right, so these are notes 5. How do you solve a simple equation? So first, what is an equation? An equation is where two or more quantities, magic of movies, quantities that are equal. Now, this is kind of vague. So an equation basically has an equal sign. Like in problem number A, we know they are equal, right? Because our little teeter-totter there is nice and level and they both equal the same thing. And then in B, we can notice that they are not equal. They're not balanced, right? Because 7 plus 2 is definitely 9, which is 4 bigger than 5. And then here, we can start guessing, what will it take to make these two equal? Well, if I have to get 15 and I need to add 3 to it, then it makes sense if I take 3 away from 15, that should tell me. And that's like awesome because that's how we're going to start solving. And that would be the answer. So when x equals 12, because 15 take away 3 is 15. So if I do add 3 to 12, I'm sure to get 15. And that's how we balance equations. Cool, right? All right, so when we're solving an equation, remember we want to get x by itself. That's our goal. X on one side equals on the other, kind of like this guy. Notice that x is positive and not negative. I don't want to see negative x equals. It's really -1. Remember, the coefficient in front of any variable is 1 if you don't see it. So you really need to divide by that -1. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line through the equal sign. Check. And then we're going to do the opposite operation or the inverse operation. So remember, there are 4 operations. And the inverse will either be adding, subtracting, multiplying, no x please, x is a variable, and division. I'm going to put something on top, but really it should be a fraction. That's what the 2 dots really mean. Okay? So that's how we're going to solve it. And then whatever you do to one side, you do to the other because we keep it balanced. That's how we keep it balanced. Okay? Now the last things we need to do, we're going to be studying these forms. So here they are. Some of you already know this: standard form, general form, and slope-intercept form. General form is usually used in the higher maths, but we're going to talk about it so we understand what's going on with it. Okay? And that's it for this section. All right, the next section. Whatever you know nothing about, that's your x. Okay? So write verbal description of the story first. So Homer's working $18 per hour. So 18, sorry about that. $18 per hour. Okay? He makes, so I'm going to underline that and box this. That's important. Underline this. And then I need to figure out how much he's going to make, or how many hours did he work. So that right there, how many hours did he work? That's my variable. So I'm going to call it H for hours. Okay? And the per hour means this is where the variable goes. The variable here. It's like you are here. So the equation will be, you like the way I said that? 18 times the H, put a little dot there, equals the $108. Oh, that's not 108. I want to make tons of mistakes. Okay. Thank you for being patient with me while I erase. It's $108. And notice I didn't put the dollar signs in. I'll put that at the end. And then what's happening is that it's 18 times H. So the inverse operation would be division. So I need to divide. So, and the number that's in front of it is 18. So I'm going to divide by 18. And then I need a calculator. So 108 divided by 18. I got 6, so he has to work 6 hours to make 100. So Homer works 6 hours to make the $108. Okay? Cool, right? Yeah. Okay, why or why not? All right, so here they're saying that this operation right here is -3 is a minus because they're adding. The inverse operation is add. So the original one has to be subtract. But I don't think that's what we're doing here. So anytime we have -3 and x, there's a times in between it. That's not a very good times. But it's -3 times -3 times x. So the inverse operation really is division. So I'm not adding it. Just because it's -3, that just means that the coefficient's negative. And I'm going to divide by that whole -3. So the inverse is dividing by -3. Right? Cool.